Welcome to TA Tuesday, Technical Analysis Tuesday, where we take a look at the price of gold, silver, and we'll do platinum again this week. Hey everyone, it is Joe, and this is proudly brought to you by Ainslie Bullion and the Gold and Silver Standard. Let's jump straight into gold. You're looking at it on the weekly time frame currently. It's priced in US dollars. We're using the tradingview.com website. I need to show you what I talked about last week, just very briefly. Last week's video was entitled A Red Week for Gold, Silver and Platinum Prices, where I was suggesting, because we were coming up into overbought territory and we'd had a big move in a bunch of weeks previously, all the way from that low of around about $1,600, that I was suggesting that a couple of red weeks might be coming. Now, interestingly, you can definitely see that was a red week indeed, but popping very quickly onto the daily time frame, and I'll get my indicators up here. Very interestingly, it almost did not occur. I thought it was definitely a fake out, but we're around about here at $1,920. And then after the video, we had this spike up, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe my interpretation was incorrect, but we definitely saw resistance at that $1,960 level. It was a failed attempt to break out, and that's a significant resistance level. I can go back in time, definitely a big resistance level, and out of interest, it was the first realistic price target for 2023 for topping out at. That was the first realistic topping out price target that I gave in this video here, 2023 gold price prediction. So is 1960 it for the entire year? Well, I don't know exactly, but we'll have to see what happens in the next few weeks. But interestingly, it did top out so far at that level, and we saw the fast move to the downside. Now, I was suggesting in last week's video, I had these channels drawn in, these price ranges. I suggested if we did not find support here at between 1880 to 1900 US dollars, if we sailed straight through there, then this is the next area which I think we'll find some kind of support at, and that's still my call at this stage. We are green yesterday, and technically green, a little bit green so far for today's opening of the market, but I do think we are going to be heading lower. If we just sail up from here, hey, I will be happy to be wrong, of course. Definitely do think on balance of probability we're heading to this general area. Whether it happens in the next week, this week coming, or the following week or two, remains to be seen, but I think it needs to come down here, it needs to cool off down here, and then we'll find some kind of support at this level. And that's around about 1,790 to 1,810 US dollars for gold. You can see we have a bit of room to move down in terms of the relative strength index. We're already past the halfway point on the daily time frame, so definitely room to move down further before we get into oversold territory, before buyers will be picking up bargains. Definitely in that area, in my humble opinion. Let's take a look at it very quickly on the weekly. So we have technically a green week, but we have this spike up. And interestingly, what do you know? We found resistance at this previous level right here of that $1,880 level. So interesting there. That's a spike up to resistance. Definitely, I think, a red week coming. We've got a few more. It's a Tuesday, so we've got a bunch of days in this week to go. I think it will be a red week, and quite possibly take a look at this on the monthly time frame as well. I have a feeling that if we do not see this price range, this box here, get hit within February, I think there's a good chance it's going to get hit no matter what. So my current opinion on this, of course, not financial advice. Don't do anything I do. It's not the opinion of Ainslie or the Gold and Silver Standard, of course, my personal opinion. But I do think we come down to here eventually. Whether that happens in February or whether that happens in March remains to be seen, but we're definitely coming to here, in my opinion. So what you could potentially see is a move down further in February, and then a quick spike, a big wick down in March. And maybe March is still technically a green month. Maybe it will close higher than where it opens. But I think we do definitely come down into this area. And that's somewhere in between that, as I said, 1790 to 1810 US dollar mark for gold. Spot gold, of course, that's not taking into account premiums and the physical prices and all that. We're just talking the paper price. So that's my opinion for gold, bearish for the next few weeks and into March at this stage. Now, of course, if something major changes, a black swan event or something changes, that's why we do weekly TA analysis. So you'll get another one on Tuesday, and my opinion might be different based on newer and different information then. So make sure you hit the big red subscribe button on YouTube, because things could change as of next Tuesday. But that's gold. Let's take a quick look at silver. We'll go to silver on the weekly time frame. Same thing. We had that spike up right here. It was a failed attempt to break out of this long-term downtrend line coming back from where are we, January of 2021. So it was a failed move. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. We've certainly seen that in the last few days. And again, I think we are going to see, similar to gold, if we're moving down in gold, I think we're moving down in silver, and we're going to hit this box somewhere between the $21 to $22 range in the next few weeks, and next couple of weeks at least, I think. Yeah, definitely going to head down this area. I think we will find support around here. That's my humble opinion. Potentially, this is the big line in the sand right here at your sort of $20.80 mark. Monthly time frame, quite possibly similar to gold, where we come down and then have a spike possibly down in March. It becomes a green month, you never know. But definitely second time was not a charm in terms of trying to test this downtrend line. So I think personally, after we have some cooling off, maybe around support level around that sort of $20.80 to $21 mark, I think that third time, once we eventually come back up to this downtrend line, I think third time will be a charm. The power of three and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's going to take a little bit, and this is on the monthly time frame. So I think it might take a little bit to get back there. And we're looking at, look, I'm forward projecting a lot here, but we are looking at sort of your September, October kind of time frame for a third time's a charm for breaking out this level. But I could be absolutely wrong. So we'll leave that for now. Let's just talk about the next 6 to 8 weeks coming. Definitely in this area is where we are heading to. Whether that happens in February or spikes down in March remains to be seen, but we're definitely heading there. So that is my opinion on silver. Of course, I will update you next week with newer and possibly better information. And platinum, of course, very similar thing. The failed third attempt in recent months to break out of the long-term downtrend line, and then we saw the fast move down, and this area is still in play. So I'll keep this really quick for platinum. This area still in play of between $940 to $960 US in platinum, similar to gold and silver. We could see it wick down in February or quite possibly in March and have a technical green month for March, but with a spike down to this level. And if that does break through here, just out of interest, if that does break through, my first realistic price target on the lower end of things, based on this one right here, my 2023 platinum, where is it? Right here, we can find it. There it is, 2023 platinum price forecast. The area right here of $900 was my first bottoming realistic price target for 2023. So I would also keep that in mind for the next 1 or 2 months of that $900 level. It's a significant support level in my opinion, but on balance of probability, round this sort of range area of 940 to 960 is where I think we will find support at. So that is gold, silver, and platinum. Of course, you'll get another TA Tuesday on Tuesday next week, of course, brought to you by Ainslie Bullion and the Gold and Silver Standard. Head over to goldsilverstandard.com and, of course, ainslieBullion.com to buy your physical metal. And if you're looking for tokenized gold and silver, that is gold and silver, the goldsilverstandard.com. Of course, check that out as well. Like, share, subscribe, join us here at the Ainslie Bullion channel, and I'll see you next Tuesday for another TA Tuesday. And as always, thanks for choosing Ainslie.